Hello and welcome. So in today's video I'm going to share with you some of my most favourite images which I captured at a wedding of last year of 2020. I'm going to show you how I got from point A with a raw file all the way to point B with the final edit. Now there is a reason why I'm not on the camera, why I haven't got my beautiful face on the camera. We're still in lockdown at the minute and I've been without a haircut for what, a month or two? So it looks like I've been dragged through a bush backwards, to put it lightly. So I'm gonna stop you having nightmares and yeah, just keep my ugly mug off the camera, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna show you exactly how I got from point A to point B. So this is totally new to me. I've never ever recorded a video like this before. I only ever sort of show the final result. So this is totally new. I've never explained the process that I take to get from point A to point B, to be quite honest with you. And I know for every photographer it's going to be slightly different. You're all going to take a different approach. There's no right or wrong. And over the years my editing skills have grown massively. There's a lot I know now that I never knew. So yeah, let's jump right in. So these images that I'm showing today are from my most recent wedding that I captured during December of 2020 for a lovely couple by the name of Michelle and David. It was at a beautiful venue by the name of Highgate House based in Northampton. Stunning venue. So with this first shot, this was, I'd never captured anything like this before. And this actually got a lot of likes on like social media and stuff like that, and I know a lot of photographers had never seen an image like this before. So when it comes to editing, the first thing that I'll do is apply my preset. Now with presets, it's not sort of like a one-trick pony, you click it and your image is perfect. That's far from the truth. That never happens, but it just sort of gives me a good base to start from. So once that preset's applied, what I like to then do is crop it how I need to crop it. So I'm going to crop into this image. And as I say, this image actually got so many likes online, so I'm actually really glad to be able to share how I got from point A to point B with this. You'll see how much editing actually did go into this. Now, when it comes to weddings, I don't overly edit every single image, but if I deliver, say, 500 images, there'll be around 50 images that I'll really put a lot of time into. A lot of editing goes in, yeah, but it's definitely worth it in the end. So once the crop has been applied, I'll then start editing out certain bits. So for me, the focus really is obviously on the bride and groom and actually the harp itself. So down the right here, I don't like these distracting elements such as the chairs. We've even got the lights in the ceiling, the fire going on in the background. Now don't get me wrong, the fire is beautiful, but I don't want any of that in the final image. So what I'll do for the first edit is add a graduated filter. So what this is going to do, it's going to darken down the chairs and take out, well, it's going to darken down the whole right side of the image. So to see the actual edit that we're going to apply, if you click O on the keyboard, you can see where this filter's hitting. That's about right. So we're going to take that literally right down. We'll duplicate that. And as you can see, that's took a lot of it out, but still, some of the chairs still in there. So I'm going to add a brush. Now I'm a massive fan of brushes. I use these probably too much. So I'm going to take that right down. Again, if we click O on the keyboard, you're going to see exactly where this filter is hitting. Auto mask is a great tool as well, because I'll show you for an example. If auto mask is not on, and I'll go down here, it actually goes onto the harp. With auto mask on, it masks around the harp. Now most of the time this does a really good job. It's not perfect, but it does a job. Okay, so now you'll see that that chair is gone. So the before and after. Okay, so again, I really like this harp, and I think it's a really important part of the image. Because the couple wanted the harp in the image, I think it's important that we make that shine as much as we can, really, and make sure it's a noticeable part of the image. So I'm going to add a bit of clarity to it. Make it pop a little bit more. This won't make a massive difference, it's just subtle. Okay, now for me that really works. I'm going to say that another distracting element of this image is how bright the Michelle's wedding dress is. So I find that with any image, naturally your eye goes to the brightest part of an image first, which is the bride, don't get me wrong, but it's the wedding dress itself which doesn't work for me. I'd sooner your eyes go to their faces. So I'm going to take the highlights down on the wedding dress, bring back some detail in the dress. Now again, it's only a subtle thing that you do in there, but it does make a world of difference. So the next thing I'm going to do is change the temperature colour, because it looks a bit too warm for my liking. There we go, that's about right. Perfect. Add a pop of contrast. Put the exposure up a tiny bit. Highlights down. Clarity. Again, we're going to see what difference a before and after makes here. And so you'll see that it doesn't take too long to get from point A to point B, once you know what you're doing anyway. Okay, so now I've done as much editing that I can in Lightroom, I'm going to take it into Photoshop to apply another set of edits, just to get rid of the distracting elements. Okay, so now it's in Photoshop, there's going to be another tool that I use quite a lot, and it's called the lasso tool. So what this does, it makes getting distractive elements out of an image really easy. It does such a good job of it. So what you do is you draw around the objects that you don't want in the image, click delete, enter, and gets rid of it. Now 9 times out of 10 this does a really good job, but it's not like a be all or end all. It doesn't work every single time, but I'd say most of the time, yeah, it does a great job. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take out all these little elements now. So the main focus then will be on the bride and the groom, and also the harp. And there you have it. There we go. Really easy. It doesn't take long at all. That took what, 5 minutes to edit that image. Then you save it, and that'll take it back into Lightroom. You see what difference this makes. So all these elements here, they'll all be gone now. There you go. Really simple edit. Going from point A to point B took 5 minutes. Okay, so with the next image, this was captured during the ceremony. And as you see, they've got the bridesmaid looking lovely there with the light hitting her just nicely. So when it comes to exposing for this scene, I've exposed for the brightest part of the image, which is the bride's wedding dress down here, which admittedly it has made the bridesmaid go slightly underexposed, nothing too much, but we can bring her back up in editing. So when it comes to actually exposing for a shot, I'll always expose for the brightest part of the image. Most of the time anyway, even if it means if other parts of the scene go slightly underexposed, that's absolutely fine. When you're shooting in RAW, you can bring back so much of the image, it shouldn't matter too much, as you'll see. So with this image, I'm going to apply the preset, as I always do, which instantly it's warmed up the whole scene. But as you can see, like I say, it's overexposed this part here now, which we can bring down, and that is all to do with the whites here. So I'm going to bring down the whites and also the highlights until that red disappears. There we go. Okay, it's not fully disappeared, but it's pretty much spot on. That's exactly how I'd have it. Now we're going to use the radial filter. So what this is going to do, it's going to brighten everything up in this circle. Click invert, there we go. It's going to brighten up everything in there. So now when you look at this image, your eyes are going to instantly be drawn to the bridesmaid, which is exactly what I wanted. Okay, a slight crop. And there you have it. That took, what, 2 minutes? A before and after. Oh, wrong button. Before, after. Really simple editing techniques which take less than 2 minutes to do. And for me, I think that looks really nice. Okay, and lastly, now For me, wedding dress shots are not the most interesting shots to take, so when I do it, I like to just do it a bit differently, I think, to what how other photographers would approach this. So what I've done, I've underexposed the whole scene. As you see, the bride with the makeup artist, they look really dark, and then I've just popped a off-camera flash onto the wedding dress itself. So again, we're going to apply a preset, which is instantly overexposed the wedding dress, but we're going to bring that back down, bring the whites down, bring the exposure down, and bring the highlights down. And there we go. Now it looks a little bit too warm, so I'm going to bring the temperature back a bit, cool it down a bit. Not too much, a couple of clicks. There we are. A slight crop. And now a real distracting element in this whole image is actually in the mirror, and unfortunately that's where the flash is obviously reflected back in from the mirror. So we can bring that back down in highlights, so just to take that away a little. I'm not going to be able to take it away fully, but we can make it a lot less distracting than it was. In fact, we'll bring the whole wall down. I'm going to use the graduated filter and darken the whole right side of the image down ever so slightly. And again, as soon as you look at this image, your eyes are pretty much drawn to the wedding dress. Now admittedly, in the top left hand corner there are the lights there. They're a little bit distracting to my eye. I think most people wouldn't be too fussed about that, but things like that, yeah, I need to take that down ever so slightly. And there you have it. Again, took 2 minutes to do that. A real simple wedding dress shot, something a little bit different. And that's it. There's all the images from today's video. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. Thank you for watching. If you like what you've seen, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.